chat, my gesture, no see them. Cause we in for legit damn feed them.
New here, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, hi my babies. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. As you can tell by the title, this is a story time about my ex from hell. It was highly requested on my social media platforms. In advance, I just want to say excuse me if you hear me like lisping or it sounds like my mouth is gathering water. I just had oral surgery, I want to say 2 days ago, and I'm still recovering. Like, my jaw is like swelling by the day. It's a part of the recovery process. I'm still keeping up on my medication. I'm supposed to be taking it easy. I don't think I'm doing too much right now, so I guess I'm following the doctor's orders. But it's neither here nor there. I also wanted to mention something. I know I use a lot of filler words. I'm going to turn it into like a drinking game or a 420 friendly game. And I use so a lot, like a lot. You know what I mean is the one that I use a lot. Listen is one that's I've been using too much, like too much. But anytime you hear those words, please take a drink. We could probably even start it today. Please take a drink. And at the end, let me know how many shots or drinks or sips you had to take, because I just can't get it together. And it's not because I don't know what I'm going to say. It's like so many things is going on while I'm telling these story times in my head. It's just like I don't know which word for to come out. So I just use like to stop it all, or my filler words. Anyways, like I said, as you can tell by the title, this is the story time about my ex from hell. I'm just going to give you an introduction of how we met, and then I'm going to tell you how it went sour, because I don't think I'm going to make this a sequel. This is just the beginning and the end. And this story time starts back in, I want to say 2015 or 2014. I know I was like 17 turning 18, and I was having this huge hotel party. It was a lesbian only hotel party, and the color scheme was pink and white. And I had like the whole gay world promoting it in Brooklyn at the time. Like, people that I knew, people was writing me like that I'd never seen or heard of, like, hey, can I please come? Or people was writing my best friends and my sisters like, hey, can we come to Lily's get together? And at the time I used to call myself Lily London Child. And it was because my nickname was originally China. I came up from middle school with the name China. I don't know if y'all ever seen my backstabbing best friend story, but she gave me that nickname because that name, and it kind of stuck. Like, people always called me that growing up, unless you knew me before the nickname and you would call me by my name. But I wanted to stem away from that name because it had so much bad things tied to it. Like, when you heard of China, you heard about me fighting, getting into trouble, so on and so forth. I was becoming more girly. I was no longer fighting in the streets anymore, and I wanted a new like image. So I called myself Lily, and people went with it. So the flyer was going around that Lily London was having this big hotel party, and my best friend promoted it heavy. Like, it was all over her timeline, and someone DM'd her, which was, I guess we can bring up who she was to her, but my best friend dated her brother once upon a time, and she wrote my best friend, we're gonna call this girl Ari. This is the ex from hell that we're speaking on. So Ari DMs my best friend, and she's like, hey, who's that girl that you keep posting? I want to get to know her or whatever. She cute. So my best friend sends me the screenshot of her page, and then also sends me the DMs that she sent her. So I'm looking through the girl page now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Ari is fine. Like, Ari looks the F good. So I'm like, yeah, tell her, you know, she could pursue the issue. Like, she could add me or whatever. So she ends up adding me. I confirmed the request. My party is the week of my birthday. So the week of my birthday. So the party hasn't approached yet, but my birthday rolls around. And I finally, mind you, Ari hasn't reached out or contacted me anytime prior to this. She just added me and been like liking pictures or whatever. She's just been liking pictures or whatever. So my birthday rolls around, and she starts the conversation by saying like, happy birthday, beautiful, or something like that. I would see if I can find the screenshots, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going through a bunch of like Facebook users to try to find them screenshots, because I don't think she has that page anymore. I still have her on social media, but I don't think she has that page anymore that when we first started our relationship. But if I could find a few things, I'm going to include them in this video. But we're going to jump right into the BS. Now y'all know how I met her, and we're going to jump into it. So me and Ari start getting serious Like, we texting back and forth, talking back and forth. We start getting real serious, and over the next couple of months, like, it becomes like a relationship. Because, you know, us lesbians, we move fast. You know, you start talking on day 1. Week 2, you know, you in love, and this is who you finna stay with for the rest of your life. By the end of the month, the U-Haul should be outside your door. Like, come on, my fellow lesbians, you know how fast we move. Like, if you say you've been in a relationship for 2 years with somebody and you're a lesbian, that's really damn near 10 years, and y'all doing the damn thing, because it don't be lasting that long. So, at this point, like, you know, we're girlfriend and girlfriend. And Ari has, like, revealed to me, because when Ari was introduced to me, it was like, oh, Ari's in college. Ari's working a great security job at a college. So she's doing well for herself. And she was like 26. So, you know, when you young and you 18 and you dating somebody who's older, you think you doing the damn thing. You thought you 8 and you did not, because no, that is a huge age difference. But, so yeah. So I'm hearing all these good things about Ari, and she hasn't told me otherwise up until a certain point. So she starts realizing that, you know, I'm pretty cool. I can take some news, you know what I'm saying? I've been through some things. I'm starting to tell her a little bit about myself, and she feels comfortable. She starts opening up and telling me about her life and her lifestyle. Ari was like a real hustler. Like, now that I'm getting to know her, we're going to fast forward. I'm starting to realize that Ari's a real hustler. I'm realizing that she ain't in school when I'm calling her. And I'm realizing that, you know, sometimes she'll go missing from time to time. She ends up confessing that she's a street pharmacist. And that's what she do on the day-to-day. And the lifestyle is hard because she's a female. So sometimes, you know, like, she'll get robbed, or the police will take her money from her instead of arresting her. Or they'll arrest her for a couple of days and then just let her go. And because she didn't really have much family, it's like you're not going to hear from the family that she's arrested. And our records in New York are not public like South Florida's is. South Florida, if somebody is in jail or prison, you just type their name in and everything they done did is going to pop up. Not in New York. So we had, like, sometimes I would have no idea that she's locked up or in jail or waiting to see the judge or whatever the case may be. So she'll go missing from time to time. And it was something that became very normal. In the middle of our relationship, I end up doing a sudden move to South Florida, and we agreed to do this like long distance relationship kind of thing. And she promised to come see me from time to time, and she told me that she was going to save up enough money so she can get out of her living situation that she was unhappy with, and she'll get herself a place and I could come see her. That was the plan. And we was going to stick beside that plan. So, as promised, a couple of times she definitely comes and sees me within like the first year, and I'm talking about often. And for some reason, she always had to take the Greyhound because she was involved in a lot of things. Some of the things I had no knowledge of, but she was involved in a lot of things, and she just couldn't take air travels. I don't know why she was able to take the Greyhound and not take a flight. I don't know. Don't ask me. Yeah. So I had a personal driver at the time. I didn't know anybody in South Florida. My mom didn't want us taking public transportation, so she would hire this guy to take me to school. Yes, I was 18 and still in school. I messed up in the past. I had a lot of things to make up for to get my diploma, so I was still in school. So this guy would like take me to and from school, and my mom would pay him on a week-to-week basis. So Ari will come, and he'll come get me and Ari. He'll take us to our hotel. We will stay at either like the Hilton or the Hampton, and we'll get a suite, and we'll stay there for like a week or so. And sometimes we will leave the hotel, but I was so like happy to see her. I didn't want to do anything. Like, I just wanted to stay up in the hotel all day and smoke and chill and vibe with her. So that became like a frequent thing. She'll come see me. We'll chill, we'll smoke, we'll vibe. Sometimes if I didn't feel like skipping out on school, she'll come see me, and then like I will go to school, and throughout the day she'll hang out with my mom, and then she'll come get me, and at the end of the day, like when it's time to come pick me up, and then me and her will kick it for the rest of the night. A couple of months pass from the last time she see me, and I'm noticing like the communication is slowing down. Mind y'all, I'm aware that Ari sometimes goes missing because she's in jail or whatever. She started giving lawyers and stuff my numbers, but public defenders my numbers as well, because she couldn't keep her phone on for some reason. Her phone was always off, but this girl had money, so I don't know why she didn't pay her phone bill. And doing what you do, your phone should definitely be on. But you know, back in the day, sometimes people played the corner or played the blocks, or they knew where the plug lived at, so they can just knock on their door if they needed her or whatever. So she would go missing from time to time after these last couple of months, and it's starting to become a little too frequent. Like, and I'm starting to feel some type of way in my relationship. I'm like, okay, now I'm not okay with this. Like, is it because of the distance? Like, if you can't do this, let me know. She reassures me that she can definitely make this work. Bad things keep happening to her. She doesn't know why. That's why she's going missing. I shrug it off, move on. So Ari lived in like a house where she was uncomfortable with like leaving her belongings. She would mention that things would go missing from time to time, and she would be like pretty upset about it. So she put it in her head that she's gonna start sending me her money that she makes from her sales, and I'm gonna put it up, and then when it's time for her to get her place, I'll have the money and I'll just send it off to her, and she'll be able to get her own place or whatever. Just manage her money, because she's leaving the cash inside the house and people are stealing it. Ari ends up buying me like lipsticks from MAC. I was like heavy into makeup at one point in time, and Ari buys me all these lipsticks from MAC. She bought me 20 to be exact. And she calls me one day like, babe, I'm about to send your stuff off, and I'm counting it in front of the USPS guy, and it's only 19 lipsticks. Like, this girl really stole one of your lipsticks. And she did live with a cousin that was like heavy into makeup, so she kind of figured that it was her that stole the lipstick. And I was like, don't worry about it, it's okay. You already bought me 19. What, I'm gonna cry about the 20th? Like, no, I'm very appreciative. So she also, while she's sending this package, she's wrapping up like $100 bills. You know how MAC lipsticks come? They come in like this little cute box. So she's like opening the lipsticks, taking them out, wrapping the $100 bills around them, putting them back in the box and sealing the boxes. So there's $100 in each of them boxes. So I have $1,900 at the time. She sends it off to me. I get the lipsticks. I confirm that all of them had the money in it, and I put it in my bank account for her. No question, no doubt. Just put it in my bank account. I ain't touch it. I just let it sit there. So, as I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned this because I re-recorded this video quite a few times. Lawyers and public defenders had my numbers. So they would call me like, hey, Ari has to make an appearance in court today. Make sure she makes that appearance, because she had me listed as like her spouse or something. I starting to notice, like, you know, the only time that I would really hear from her, like every day on every hour of the day, is when she knew she thought she was going to get remanded or go back to jail or prison. Sorry, y'all, my cat ready to come back inside. You okay, Papa? Come on. If you're coming inside, you gotta stay inside. So, yeah, like I said, the only time that she would keep great communication with me is when she thought she was going to jail for real. And he is shaking up my ring like he has no remorse. He don't care. This cat is something else. So I'm starting to peep game like, okay, girl, the only time you know me is when you think you're going to jail because you think you got to ride or die, and you don't. Because the minute that they lock your behind up, the only thing I'm going to do is answer a phone call, and I refuse to put money on these books. And if I do put money on these books, it's going to be the money you gave me. So I'm starting to realize her antics, and I'm calling her out on her BS, and she's denying it left to right. Like, no, I'm just going through a lot of things is going on. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I start making it my business at this time. You're not going back outside. I start making it my business at this time to start, like, you know, like getting in my head, like, okay, this relationship is not gonna last forever. This thing is gonna end really soon. Any day now, this thing is gonna be over with. So I'm starting to pursue this girl in South Florida. We could give her a name. I'm gonna do a story time about her, about my worst day ever. But we could give her the name Sash. So I'm like pursuing this girl named Sash in South Florida. I'm into this girl. Me and this girl are like, you know, like I'm like, I had a type back in the days. I thought the hood girls was the thing. Like, if you wasn't into hood antics, I did not want you. I'm not doing that no more. I date a wonderful woman working a wonderful 9-to-5 in her career field already at the age of 20 something. you know. But at the time, you know, you younger, you want that hood love. I'm from the hood. I'm from Flatbush, New York, or Brooklyn, New York. Because, you know, when people say, people from Brooklyn don't say they from New York, they say they from Brooklyn. And you just put two and two together. Okay, she's from Brooklyn, New York. But yeah, I'm from Flatbush. I'm coming from the street, so I kind of preferred somebody who been through something. But two, you know, at the time. So I see this girl, I'm pursuing this girl. Mind you, I'm still low-key kind of, sort of dating Ari at the time. And mind you, at these times, I'm speaking to Ari like once a week. And for some reason, Sash, like I would see Sash in person, but Sash finally was like, you know, like, what's your Facebook or something? Like, I can't add you. Like, and in my head, I'm just putting it as you trying to be nosy. You trying to see what I got going on because you see me every day. Like, you just trying to be nosy. So Sash adds me. I don't know why Facebook was so messy back in the days, but like, if you had like a new friend, like, it would let your news feeds know, like, okay, like, Jane and Doug are new friends. Like, it would literally say that on your timeline. Why it did that, I did not know. But I accepted Sasha's friend request, and Ari ended up liking it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes it like a status. She ends up liking it to let me know that she sees that I have this girl as a friend. And I guess in her head, she like, okay, yeah, like, I got to pay attention now because this is another, I don't know if I said this, Ari was like, what you call a butch. I don't want to say the other word because, girl, they would delete this video so fast. But, and so was Sash. So she like, oh, she adding, you know, other, like, you know, like, butch lesbians. Like, I got to pay attention to her. So she writes me and she calls me and she's like, who's that girl you added on your Facebook? Here, go back outside. I don't know why you came in here if you wanted to go back out. So she writes me, and she calls me and she's like, who's this girl that you added on your Facebook or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know her. I just accepted her friend request. She like, girl, don't play with me that her Facebook says she lives in Florida. So I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I got the request and I just accepted it. Lying. So I ended up seeing Sash the next day, and I go on Sasha's phone and I go on her Facebook and I block, I ended up blocking, what am I calling her? Ari. So I ended up blocking Ari off of Sasha's Facebook. So if she was to ever like tag me in a post or something or like something, she couldn't see it. Being sneaky and dumb for no reason, because I could have really just left the relationship. So me and Sash start getting like real serious. I'm seeing her every day. She's dropping me off to school. My driver is no longer dropping me off to school, or she'll come pick me up from school in my best friend's car, because she'll hang out with my best friend throughout the day while I'm in school, because Sash was also my best friend's girlfriend's cousin. It's a mess. You know, a black story. My cousin's uncle's brother, sister. Yeah, it was like one of them. So I'm pursuing Sash. I'm forgetting about Ari. I tell Ari that, you know, I don't think this is going to work anymore because, like, you only know me when it's time for you to go to jail, and I'm not doing this no more. Mind you, I still got the money that Ari told me to stash for her. So I'm like, okay, I want to, like, get out of this relationship. I want to send you your money. I know I can't Western Union it to you. And at this time, I don't think Zelle was a thing. Zelle was not a thing. And if it was, I didn't know about it. And also, Cash App, I didn't think we could send that much money through Cash App at the time. I could be lying. I don't know. I don't know why we didn't use any of these options. But as I mentioned, when Ari sent me the money, she sent it through USPS. She didn't have a card. She kept only cash. So I'm like calling her down and I'm like, girl, tell me where I can send you this money at. I'm over this relationship. And I guess the ammo for me to like call it a quits is because I started liking Sasha a lot. So I'm like, I don't need Ari. I don't need Ari hurting my feelings. I don't need Ari stressing me out. I don't need Ari making me miss school because I'm so anxious trying to hear if she calls me by the time she gets out of court, or if she don't call me within a certain time frame, that means she got locked up. I don't got time for it no more. So I'm just like, F all of it. So I break it off. We break things off officially. And she didn't take that lightly. Ari did not want to hear that for not a second. Ari would call my phone. Literally, I'm going to probably post a screenshot. If I can get into my keep safe got so much tea in it. If I could get into my keep safe, I had a screenshot or two where it was like missed call, missed call. Come back inside, son. I don't know why he's doing this. Come on. You just want to know the door is open. So I have like a screenshot of like where, say it was like 4 o'clock. It was like missed call, missed call, missed call, missed call. And it was like 401, 402, 403, 404. And sometimes 404 would have like 5 missed calls. Because iPhones back in the days wouldn't like add the number. It would just show you like time after time after time. There were times where I couldn't even use my phone because she'll just be blowing me up back to back. Every time I try to like swipe or something, she'll be calling me and I just can't use my phone, and it will frustrate me. So I'll just like probably like throw my phone or whatever. But anytime I did answer, I'm like, girl, just tell me where you want me to send you this money at, so I don't have no more ties to you. And she be like, F that money. I don't care about no money. I'm trying to see what you're trying to do with this relationship because it's not over. You always gonna be my girlfriend. I had a voicemail that I think I recorded. If I could find it, I'll post it and just probably like mess with her voice so it doesn't sound, you don't know who she is if you know her. But she left me a voicemail like, B, we're gonna forever be together. This is for life. You can't leave me. I'm finna get on a Greyhound right now and I'm gonna come see you. Yeah, right. I ended up, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of a little scared because I know about some of the things that Ari was into. So I'm like, if she comes to see me, like, it's gonna be bad. So I think I reached out to somebody that she was staying with, and I'm like, hey, can I send you the money because Ari being dumb, Ari not trying to take the money from me. They was like, Ari said she don't want that money, she's coming to see you and whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So mind y'all, the money is still in my account, y'all. Me and Sasha now start making things official, and I'm posting Sasha on my Facebook. Like, you know us lesbians, we move on fast. So I'm posting Sasha on my Facebook now, and Ari is blowing me up like, oh, you playing in my face. You posting this girl on your Facebook. You trying to embarrass me. You still my girl. A mess. So I'm like, I'm not your girl no more, and I'm going to post what I want to post on my Facebook. If you don't want to be on my Facebook, just delete me. I ended up doing it for her. I ended up deleting her. And I guess in one of my pictures, I tagged Sash in it. So she found Sasha's Facebook. And I think it was like right around like Christmas or something. And I had bought Sash like so many things. I think I bought her like a Gucci cologne. I bought her a Nike outfit, a Nike sleep outfit. If I find it, I'll post a picture here. And we put in the picture that she got like $500. But I did not give that girl no $500. It was just for the picture. So she writes me like, oh, you taking my money to buy your new girlfriend. You taking my money to buy your new girlfriend my stuff. Like, y'all are bums. Why you taking my money? I'm like, girl, I still got the money. Because I would be ignoring her. And then when she'll say stuff like that, she knew it would like rile me up for me to respond to her. So I'm like, girl, I'll give you your money. The money ain't an issue. I even sent her a screenshot of my bank account one time, and I think I had like 5 bands in there. And for an 18-year-old saving up 5 bands, I didn't think that was bad. And that was like 5 bands, not including her money. So I sent her a screenshot like, girl, the money is not the issue. I could send your money right now. And she like, no, I'm just playing, baby. I miss you. And I ain't gonna lie, I think Ari is like on the spectrum of being some kind of like schizophrenic or something, because she will flip on me so fast, y'all. Like, and I'll just be confused. Like, girl, you just wanted to like, you know, off my top. Now we cool and I'm your baby again. So, yeah, she'll write me like, oh, y'all are bums. Y'all stole my money. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. It starts becoming obsessive. Like, this girl is like video calling Sash on Messenger, and Sasha's like, yo, why is she calling me? And I'm like, bruh, because like she'll make other Facebooks or she'll write from other Facebooks. And I'm like, if you're reaching out to Sash, then who else are you reaching out to? Something just told me, because I think I had blocked her at this point because I thought she was being really annoying. Something told me to sign into my mother's Facebook, y'all. When I went into my mother's Facebook, my mom did not know how to use social media at the time. So like there's like a part on Facebook where if you don't have mutual friends with this person, it will like store the message that they DM you into like a request box. And I went into her request box, and from all these fake pages, including her page, she like, hey ma, your daughter's a thief. She stole from me. I just want my money back. I don't want nothing to do with this girl. Mind you, my mom ain't seen none of these messages. I'm not gonna tell my mom that she's receiving these messages. So I kind of start blocking all the pages from my mom's page. Now it's getting harder for her to communicate with me, because every time she writes us on a new page, me and Sash will like block them. So long story short, this went on for like, I want to say 2 to 3 months, where she would like harass me, like call me back to back to back to back. If y'all hear noises, it's my cat in the background. She'll call me back to back to back to back. And she'll call me on video messenger from other girls' Facebooks. And these girls is crazy because she'll be talking or dating some of these girls, and she's writing me from their Facebook and calling me from their Facebooks. What the hell? So I think my girlfriend at the time, which was Sash, birthday rolled around, because Sasha's birthday was like close to Christmas. And she posted a picture. Mind you, Sash wear like a size 6 in men. I wear like an 8.5 in men. I have big feet. She had really small feet. And she had on some sneakers. Why this girl gonna comment underneath Sasha's picture like, oh, take my girl's sneakers off. Take my girl's sneakers off. You a bum. So I'm like, bruh, she's tripping. Like, this is not my sneakers. That's for one. Secondly, I'm not your girlfriend. Third, you being crazy. And fourth, why you being weird to me, girl? I'm not bothering you. I don't know what you got going on. So we just gonna speed up a little bit more so I can show y'all like the side where I feel like she's like borderline kind of like schizophrenic. We ain't got no problems now till this day. If she see this story time, she probably gonna DM me like, why you talking about me, girl? Laughing and stuff. But I'm just keeping this story as real as it gets. She is on like the schizophrenic spectrum. Ain't no way she's not, because she will flip on me so damn fast and it just be like, oh my gosh, like chill. My relationship with Sash becomes like, I want to say a year or two, and the messages stop, and I never got to return her money because she wouldn't allow me to. So I guess in her head, she realized now that, oh my gosh, like this girl really likes this girl. She don't want nothing to do with me. So now I want my money. Now she's harassing me. She's harassing people who know me, and it's just getting really, really bad. And I'm like, okay, girl, I'll give you your money. Like, stop tripping on me. Like, just tell me where to send it at. When she realized she got a response from me, it was in her head like, oh, you know what? Now that I got your attention, I don't want the money. I want to see if we can make this work. I'm like, no, it's not finna work. Where you want me to send the money at? So she starts going in. Oh, your girlfriend is a bum. She's ugly. You know, she's like, come, like, and she always thought she was funny. So she would say certain things and think that it was so funny. She was like, you know, you're not even cut like that, dating nobody who look like that. That's not even your type. What you doing? Making a whole bunch of jokes. And she like, your dyke only got like, ooh, I don't know if I can say that. She like, your girlfriend only got like 3 dreads, because you know in Florida they like bunks and stuff. This girl is trolling me, y'all. Like, she would not stop. And she like, your girlfriend only got 3 dreads. Tori, I never knew you get down like that. Just harassing me, y'all, for no reason. So now I'm starting to see like this is not about the money. So I started trolling her back. I'm like, I'm laughing like, how? You're not getting that money back. You tight. You're not getting nothing from me. And y'all could kind of say I zoed the girl. Till this day, I never gave her back $1, y'all. That money was for my pain and suffering without us going to court. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was for all the stress you put me through. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I bought me, I bought me some hair out of the money. I went to like Hair R Us in Miami, and I got the most expensive hair, y'all. It was like 30 inches. My hair came out to like 8 something. 30 inches, I got 4 bundles, and it was like Cambodian straight or something like that. And I think I bought me like some outfits or something with the money. So I started laughing like, haha, I bought me a purse out the money. Mind you, I ain't bought me no purse. I'm like, I bought me a new purse out the money. You ain't never getting that money back. And now she's like furious, like, oh, you playing in my face. Because she realizes, 1, I no longer care about the situation. 2, I don't care for her anymore. And 3, I'm in a serious relationship now. So she starts snapping on me, y'all. She's like, oh my gosh, wherever I see you, I'm gonna kill you. And you better never not come back to Brooklyn, because I'm gonna hurt you. Her brother is calling. Mind you, I think I tried to reach out to her brother to give back the money. But her brother reaches out to me, and her brother is like, Tori, you tripping, give Ari back her money. And I'm like, hey, I tried to give her money. Can I give it to you? He like, I don't really want to get involved. She just told me to tell you to give her back her money. So I'm like, if you're not finna take it, how's she finna get it back? So I'm like, you know what? Tell her I bought a purse with it. So he starts laughing. I think we were on the phone or he like DM'd me or voice noted me. He's laughing like, y'all crazy. I'm not gonna get involved with this because y'all gonna be right back or something like that. We were not. So long story short, I never gave her the money back because every time I tried to, she used it as an opportunity to get back in a relationship. And I'm like, no, this is not what's finna go down. So for years, like I want to say for like the next 5 years, she would like write us from other people's pages like, y'all bums, y'all stole my money. It's lit for y'all. Whenever I see y'all, it's up and it's stuck. I'm coming to Florida and I'm finna light it up. Mind you, Sash at the time had brothers that did not play no games. Like Sasha's brother one time, just for an example of how much he don't play games. He gave me money to put on Sasha's books because Sasha ended up going to jail. And he couldn't go up to the prison himself to give the money because he had a record or he was like wanted or something like that. He couldn't go up there to put the money on the books because you use like a kiosk thing where you can buy the packs and stuff. And I had my little sisters, mind you, my little sisters, gay best friend in the front seat, which was a Hispanic little boy. He looked beige, but he was Hispanic. And he was sitting in the front seat and my little sister was in the back seat. And I stepped out the car to get the money from him, and he just held on to it tight and like gave me like a death stare. I guess he was trying to be like, who is that in your car? But he ain't asked me. But then when Sasha ended up calling me from jail, she like, who is that in your front seat? And I'm like, bro, y'all tripping. That was TT's best friend. But anyways, her brothers ain't play no games. So her and her brothers like, yo, if Ari thinks she coming to Florida, it's gonna be another story. So now I'm like, okay, I could talk hella shit now because I know if she come with her peoples, I know my peoples is not letting that shit go down. Y'all, this went on for years. I want to say probably like after me and Sash broke up, because I was tired of like, I started to realize and wake up that I didn't want to be a mob wife, a prison wife, a jail wife, baddie. I did not want to be that girl no more. And I ended up leaving Sasha alone. And I was in another relationship. Your girl stay in a relationship. I was in another relationship and she ended up reaching out to me like, hey, I just got out of prison. What's your number? I gave her my number thinking that she wanted the money. Mind y'all, I didn't have the money at the time, that like the exact money that she gave me, but I had some money because I wasn't paying bills at the time. I was just living with my mom. And the bills that I was paying wasn't like petty bills. Like it wasn't taking my whole check. I was still working though. So I'm like, if she wants the money, she can get it next time I get paid or whatever. But no, she called me and she was like, I just wanted to call you to tell you I found Allah. Girl, this is her exact words. You know when people go to prison, they always come out talking about they found God or they found Allah. She specifically said, I found Allah, I no longer hate you, I forgive you, and I love you. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad to hear that. But I'm like laughing on the phone because I'm like, this girl is crazy. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad to hear you forgive me or whatever. And we ended up from that day on, like, she never mentioned the money again. I never brought up the money because I don't think she wanted the money. She just wanted to let me know that she still has love in her heart for me. The situation was effed up on both of our ends, but like, let's move on from it. And we did. We became really good friends, and now she's in some relationship. Probably reach out from time to time, like see me doing things and be like, hey, I'm proud of you. Keep it up. I always saw you doing this or doing this and that. And I ain't got no hate in my heart for her either. She's a funny person in my life. I learned a lot of lessons from that relationship. I know not to settle for less. I know not to deal with certain things that make you uncomfortable. And would I take the money again? Hell yeah, because she can't whip my ass. I'm just joking, y'all. But like, would I do this again? Probably not. If I had a time, like, you know, like if you could go back in time and eliminate certain things, I probably would have, because it caused me so much like drama, pain. Like I lost a lot of, I'm normally like a very heavy set girl. I've always been thick. And I lost a lot of weight because of that relationship. Like there'll be times where my little sister would be like, Tori, are you okay? Because me and you are not wearing the same size. I've always wore like a size 16 pants. And I was fitting into my little sister's size 10 and 12s. Just stressing behind this girl. And it's something I would not do ever again. I mean, there's more story times I can tell y'all about Ari, because me and Ari dated for some time and dealt with a couple of things for some time. But this was pretty much like where she became the ex from hell, like for real. There's a lot more that did transpire. I just don't think it's okay for YouTube, even though I've heard some story times where people have mentioned some really dangerous things. But I feel like that's all that's a YouTube appropriate that I can share. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. There are very much more story times to come with the following weeks. I did order some clothing from Shein and also Fashion Nova, so I'll possibly be doing a haul one of these days. But until then, we'll be doing story times. So I don't know how to do my makeup like I used to. And if I do, it's like 2016, you know, like makeup, like where you do the shadow and the really bright contouring. But I might even do segments where it's like learn how to do makeup with me again. And until then, we're just doing story times and so on and so forth. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. And I hope to see you guys next week.
Over beef and silly allegations that they made, but luckily all that bullshit I escaped. I learned a lesson. No money made, hard times so depressing. Me